The Cannabis Show is for information only. You should always consult with a qualified and licensed physician or other medical care provider.
Today on The Cannabis Show, we find out who the wind beneath Hart's wings is, we check out the magical butter machine, and how do you talk to your kids about medicinal cannabis? Let's discuss. Hello, I'm Chris, and with me here I have Evan. And Evan is he's kind of a grow master when it comes to growing medicinal cannabis, which you're allowed to do under certain steps. You have to go through those steps first, and well, that's what we're going to touch on this segment here. Now, Evan, ACMPR, that's what this whole thing to get you be allowed to grow, is that correct?
That's where it starts. So the Access to Cannabis for Medical Purposes Regulation is the set of laws that all medical cannabis falls under in Canada, including the home growing permits. So that's something you have to apply to Health Canada for. Okay,
so that's what the process, I guess before you apply, you have to go see a doctor, right? A physician, one of our physicians.
Definitely. So you want to make an appointment and see a doctor and have cannabis prescribed to you.
Now, how do you have to have at least a certain amount to be able to grow at home?
So there's no minimum amount that you need to be prescribed. For every gram that you're prescribed by your doctor, you'll be able to grow 5 plants inside or 2 plants outside. Or a combination of 1 plant outside and 4 plants indoors, depending on what you designate on your registration.
So it can get quite complicated, but I guess simplify it. It all starts, I guess you can go to our website, naturalhealthservices.ca, and we have a grow at home, a bunch of forms there and stuff that
Definitely.
You can print off.
So after you've seen the doctor and you've been prescribed cannabis, you want to log on to our website and print off the forms under the Growing at Home tab. Once you have those filled out, you want to make an appointment, an ACMPR appointment, which is a different appointment from your first one.
With Natural Health Services
With Natural Health Services. And then a clinical assistant will double check your paperwork and send that off to Health Canada.
Okay, so you've done all the paperwork, you've seen the doctor and stuff. How long you wait now once you send off that paperwork?
Once it's sent off to Health Canada, it is about a 6-month wait right now. They're working really hard to shorten that, but it is about 6 months.
And then when they do they say you're allowed to do it, you get it in the mail? There's a letter in the mail? How does this work?
You betcha. So you've got a big brown envelope from Health Canada that has a green certificate in it that has the amount of plants that you're allowed to grow, indoors and outdoors, as well as the storage limits.
Okay. I mean, there's so much more to talk about on this and growing at home and such. But just quickly, and then we're going to hit this again on another show, but where do you get your seeds or your clones to get started?
So the only legal supply of starting material, whether it be seeds or small plants called clones, is from the licensed producers. There's about 8 that are licensed and selling clones or seeds right now, and those are all available on Health Canada's website.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thanks, Evan. So that's going to get you started for the ACMPR. If you want more information on that, though, again, just go to our Grow at Home tab on our website, naturalhealthservices.ca.
George Van Patten, or as you likely know him, Jorge Cervantes, is an American author, publisher, and horticulturalist that is widely known to have written the Bible on indoor cannabis cultivation. His books, articles, photographs, and instructional DVDs demonstrate techniques for high-yield closet, basement, backyard, and guerrilla gardens. Cannabis universities in the United States use his book, Marijuana Horticulture, as the main textbook and his videos as instructional aids. Cervantes wrote a Q&A column for 10 years and continues to write feature articles in High Times magazine. A lack of credible information about indoor cannabis cultivation led him to analyze, research, and author Indoor Marijuana Horticulture in 1983. The book became a bestseller, and successful indoor growers dubbed it the Indoor Grower's Bible, which actually became the book's subtitle. By the 5th edition in 2006, the book had been translated into Dutch, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and Russian editions. Today, he continues to be one of the foremost experts on growing cannabis.
Seniors are the fastest growing population of new medical cannabis users. The reason for this? It's it's working for them. Studies with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's patients indicate that cannabis gradually encourages new neural pathways, allowing those with impaired brain function to potentially halt further degeneration and even encourage brain function. If you or someone you love is in discomfort or chronic pain and would like other options, make an appointment to speak with one of our doctors. We currently have locations in Lethbridge, Calgary, Edmonton, Medicine Hat, Saskatoon, and Windsor, Ontario. New locations are in the works, so check our website and click on Book an Appointment and choose a location. It's that easy.
Hey there, Basil. You're not Basil. What have you done with Basil?
I have taken him away.
All right, so we're here with Evan today. Actually, Evan's a bud genius as well. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about the magical butter machine. So this guy is fantastic for folks who are looking to jump off into making their own edibles. You can also use it for topicals as well, but it's a really easy machine to use. So maybe explain a little bit how that happens.
Very easy to use. Just toss your butter or your oil or your alcohol, whatever you're looking to infuse, with your cannabis straight in the top, and then no need to break it up. It comes with a blender, so that'll do that for you. And then press the button on top, depending on how long you have to do the infusion for, and then set it and forget it. Once it's done, you strain it using the handy silk screen it comes with, and then you can wring out the last little bits with the handy little oven glove they have there.
Keeps you nice and safe. So with this machine, it's important to point out that you do need to use a decarboxylated product, and that means an activated product when you're using this for your infusions, your tinctures, your BHOs, all those topicals you're talking about. You can either use already vape bud, you can use a product that you've purchased that's already been decarbed, like the one from Hydropothecary, or you could simply just decarb your bud on your own in your own oven.
Yeah, pretty simple process. They do give you instructions on how to do that, as well as a number of recipes to follow. They make it very, very simple.
Right on. And so we sell these guys at Natural Health Services?
Yeah, they go for about $250.
Right on. Come on in and we can talk to you a little bit more about the magical butter machine.
Watching the Cannabis Show, sometimes you get questions, or maybe while you're, medicating yourself, you get questions on about cannabis, and well, that's why we have You Can Ask Us Anything, and we have our panel of experts to answer your questions. We have Hart, Kate, and myself. My name is Chris, and the question today comes from Lynn, and she says, do you have any tips on how to talk to my kids about using cannabis? And Hart, we know going back to episode 22, you actually had your children on this show.
That's right. We actually talked openly about cannabis and what it was like growing up in a house where there was a cannabis user present. And I think they turned out okay.
And they seem fine to me.
They're very nice.
Thank you. So, it's a personal preference thing, but talk to your kids about cannabis. I mean, really, it's medicine. So it's something that you're using so that you're going to be free of pain and inflammation or something along those lines. It's going to make you a better parent, really. So you're using it medicinally. It is just that. It's medicine. So have that open conversation with your kids. They should really understand what it is that you're using, and then it's not this evil, demonized thing that we've all been lied to about so much. So it's important to talk to your kids.
Absolutely. I completely agree about being honest and open about it. And sometimes it's the child who is on the medication. We had a patient here, a young boy actually, but he had an even younger sister, and he had seizures, so he moved from pharmaceuticals to cannabis. And the little girl, his sister, went to school one day, and the teacher was saying, oh, well, do you know anybody who's on drugs? And the little girl said, well, my brother used to be on drugs, but he's on cannabis now. So,
I love that.
Drugs, what is a drug? These are medicinal.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's helping people. It's taking away the pain, so you can be a better parent. You've got more time to focus on other things instead of like your knee always aching or something like that. Yeah, really good points, guys. Yeah. If you got a question for us on the Cannabis Show, it's easy to get it through. Just email the Cannabis Show at naturalhealthservices.ca.